Hey, how you doing? Awesome. Everyone jumping in. Mika, Aoife, Claire, Brent's jumping in. Cool. Cool, y'all. Anyone have any initial questions? Hey,
I have a few questions this week,
yeah.
but I was wondering, first of all, does anybody else get the week three slump in sales? So I've noticed the last couple of months, week three in the month, like sales just completely plummet compared to what they are. And I'm just wondering if that's sort of a normal Facebook thing or if it's just happening to me or
I've seen that as a trend. And one thing that I was actually told by one of the top spenders on Facebook ads overall was actually that a lot of people, obviously with salary jobs, they get paid at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month.
Mhm.
So a lot of people at that end of the month, it can have an overall impact on sales in terms of people not getting paid because we can see at the beginning of the month, typically things start picking back up. So it could be that,
Gotcha.
that could be an impact. Because I have seen that at the end of the month on multiple accounts. Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's a good question though, because yeah, it's strange how it can happen like that.
Yeah, you think you're doing really well, and then all of a sudden, like no sales. It's like, oh,
Mhm. Cool. Anyone else? Your accounts?
Yeah, Ella, if you have a minute, would you be able to look at my account?
Yeah, let's take a
Yeah,
look.
of course.
Now, if all I've done is just turned up the budget, I didn't drop in anything new, so
Okay,
might not be much, but
sounds good. We can take a look at it.
have I shared there okay?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, I'll just
When did you turn up budget on these?
Awesome.
today, Monday.
Monday? Okay. That's good.
Mhm.
These are looking a lot better. The cost per result's
Yeah.
definitely decreasing here, which is good to see.
That one at the $10 cost per result over the last 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I think that's the image that you had selected at the start from Midjourney, the couple. I think it's always done really well.
What else?
Clicked onto that one video. Oh, is that carrying video that we were trying to get the Midjourney image from? The carrying text.
Yeah, it looks like
Mm-hmm.
it's very shaken with things. Let's get another video launched up into here. See if we can kind
Okay.
of break away some of that spend from this main video, because it's really just pushing it towards this main one.
Yeah.
And it just isn't really handling all of the spend by itself. So do you see this text variation? Just got rid of it. But the one that starts with "despite shaking like a leaf."
Yes.
Let's get another video launched up into here with that text variation.
Perfect.
And to be honest, the background video, either like an organic style background video of, just taken outside walking down the street, or it can be like a book flip style video.
Book club. Is that what you said?
Book flip.
Oh, flip. Sorry.
Like a page flip. No, you're good.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's do a video.
Those background videos too, if you're walking,
Mm.
I have noticed some of them are doing better when you slow it down to like 0.5 speed when you're walking.
Okay.
Yeah, you might want to test that out and then drop the text on. I think for performance that way.
Perfect. I can do that.
Yeah, and let me just double check that there's no other ones that say "despite." Yeah, so it'll be this text variation right here.
Perfect. Yep.
How new is that number one with the $10?
The campaign.
Very recent. Yeah, that one's been running.
This one, we did a lot of cutting, I think, that on our last call, because there was quite a bit of overlap just with some of the ads. So
Yeah.
it's definitely
Yes.
bringing down the overall cost per
That's
result,
awesome.
which is really, really good to see. This one was launched a while back, I think. Yeah, this one's been running for a while. Did you just increase budget on this one as well?
I think I just messed around with the budget on them all. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe just
okay.
turn them up by 10 or something. It was nothing extreme. Yeah, it was just something minor.
And then for this campaign as well, or this ad set, let's get another video
Okay.
launched up. And for this one, we'll want to do the text overlay that starts with exactly what it says here on the ad, just that I was supposed to live with the mafia boss. Let me just
Perfect.
go back and show you exactly which one, but we'll get one more video launched up in here as well.
Perfect.
And kind of similar to
But I
how
do
Cameron-
page flip. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, since it is a different scene, if you do have a video that is kind of similar to just like the background style, that's totally fine to use. But if you do have a page flip video as well, that'll be great, just because the main
Okay.
focus is going to be our ad copy here. So that text variation, is going to be, oops. It's going to be this one here.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. So I would say everything else looks good for now. We just reallocated some of that spend to these two ones. And
Perfect.
so we'll keep those running. We'll probably take a look on our next call at this international campaign just because it's steadily increasing there. But we'll just drop the budget for now. See how it does with just a lower budget. And everything else is good to go. I'll publish the budget changes and then I'll leave the new ads for you to go ahead and upload.
Perfect. And I just, with my traffic ads, I just decreased our campaign by 20 and I put it on to a retarget. I don't know if that was the right move to do or not, or should I have just left it on the one you had created for me?
Yeah, let's just leave it on the one that you've created. What is the retargeting audience that you did?
For myself and Faith Summers is one of them. It's people I know, and then the other one is other authors.
Got it. Okay.
But that's something. Am I better off leaving it on just the Kindle and Kindle Reader and that kind of one? Is that a better one to go with? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best one to go with, just because it keeps it broad enough, but also targeted obviously towards Kindle and everything. So I would just say keeping the budget towards just the broad for now is going to be our best bet.
Okay. I'll do what I did then. That's perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, everything else looks good.
Thank you so much, Ella. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool. Anyone else have any other questions? Yeah.
Hi, I'm new.
Hi,
Sarah. Hi. My pen name is Sarah Adrian. So hi for everyone. Do you I have two questions really. Do you workshop ad copy for the text in this group if it's bad and we could improve it?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
That was one question. So I have some that's pretty bad.
Take a look.
I can write really good books really fast. Ad copy, I'd rather write a book. So I'll open it up.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay. And then I'll already, while I'm opening this up, ask you my next question, if you don't mind. So I'm also semi-traditionally published with Dragon Blade, and eventually I want to draw some traffic there. I don't have the budget for it yet, but I have 3 releases with them this summer. And one is an anthology with some really big names, at least in the very small world where we are. And I would love to brainstorm with you or hear your advice on how I could possibly draw traffic to that, because their business model relies on really rapid release. It's 99 cents on pre-order and in the first week, and then it's on KU, which I'm obviously not doing with my indie books, but I want to tap into that readership, and I've brought many readers over already.
And that's on a different platform you're sending traffic to, you said?
Well, I'm only running Amazon ads to all my Amazon books in defensive ads. So if anyone looks up Sarah Adrian on Amazon, all my indie books are bombarding them as quickly as I can. Other than that, I've ranked some of the releases as number one bestsellers on Amazon, which, as you know, doesn't it's like $200. So now on August 4th, I think, my series starter for the big series at Dragonblade is launching. And I feel like it's early enough to also draw from that, because whenever there's a new series, they do really well. And I want to just tap the readership because it's my book.
Mm-hmm. And so you're looking to tap it in terms of the 99 cent, or where are you looking to send traffic to? Just to completely understand the question.
So the book will be it's on pre-order on Amazon.
Okay.
It's a series starter.
Okay.
And so in addition to my indie books and the bundle, I would like to draw traffic somehow to that, because it's a series. And at the end of that, it's just a low threshold. So it's 99 cents. People can start a new series. Other characters from that series already exist in other books I've published with them, so they can already work through that. And it's really cheap. So if they like my style, then they can come over to the bundles and the other stuff on my website, which is in every book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely get some ads going, traffic ads alongside our sales ads for that series starter.
Okay. That sounds great. So you would do that with me in our calls?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I am, here's a bad ad copy. I have 3 bad versions. Don't hold back.
So, what is the genre?
It's Regency romance.
Regency, okay.
And I have a niche that I sort of created, and I now have a following for Jewish Regency romance.
And this one is from Rachel's point of view. Okay.
Initially just looking, it feels like, and this is the biggest shift I would say, and I feel like other people can agree, is like the difference between ad copy versus writing a book is this feels like a blurb where you're explaining the overall arching story of the book, where ad copy is just like a 5-minute piece in the book, or maybe like a day, or like it's a very quick scene in the book. Ellie, you're gonna say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was honestly going to say the same thing, is that it's not essentially describing the premise of the entire book. It's just describing a specific scene, because the way that we've been able to do it is the scenes pull in certain readers of certain audiences. So you're able to really hook them on a specific scene within your book. So in kind of saying that, we'll want to choose a specific scene that does pull in the some of the biggest universal fantasies from your book, but also kind of hooks those in on a specific thing happening within the book. So
like the point of the arranged marriage in there, exactly like what I was talking about, where you're trying to hook in a reader. Instead of saying, imagine if you're a reader and you see this and you read, Rachel had watched so many weddings, seen her friends transform into like glowing lives. there isn't anything you feel in it for you initially. You're just reading about something. But if you read like, obviously it's going to be I'm guessing it's third person because it's historical, but you could put her name. And we have done historical in first person. It's worked too, but you could put her name saying like something about she had to get into an arranged marriage to protect her family's identity. That's something to where it's in like the reader has something in it for them at that point because they're invested.
That is what she has to do. I can't type. I'm just so used to autocorrect. I don't even want to handwrite anymore. So
And then we could add in some historical aspect in there too, just so that they know it's a historical book in that first sentence. So you could say, I had to protect my family's identity by adding the forced marriage in there as a trope, but forced marriage does really well with historical. So I would try to mix that piece in. And these are definitely things that like, typically it's not on the spot. It does take time of like looking back and working through it, but
I can just get it on the page. So, so basically I'll tweak it, but so.
You could say I started with, I was forced to marry. That's another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could say I was forced to marry to protect my family.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like this season or something, like the capital Ton is is Ton. I don't even know. But that's telling you it's historical, but because it's at the very end of the sentence. But I could see. I mean, it tells you it's just you. But if you get like both of those in, and especially if everybody being like all Bridgerton crazy right now, like I'm jealous.
You could kind of rearrange it to the front and start with the fact that I shouldn't risk one kiss with the golden boy of the Ton because, and then lead into the protect my family's identity and forced marriage.
Is that Ton? Is that a pretty popular piece in historical? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's everything. Like if you step, I use it as a filter for a lot of ads too.
That's awesome.
Because if people know, then they're in. If they're, it's like my husband's something Star Wars something. I don't know even. So if he knows, that's his book. If he,
yeah, like Mira was saying too, season is also a really key word too.
So I have two scenes that I initially had picked out. My problem with this one, it was my first book, so I know it's not ideal to start with your first book because I didn't know the marketing behind it, but the twist in the story is the best hook. They are both promised to each other, but they don't know it. So that's a big reveal that they figure out first, and then everyone else figures it out. Otherwise, there would be no way until the very last chapter for them to come together. So they get caught by the blackmailer. Of course, it's like, will they get caught? Will they get caught? Yes, then of course they get caught. Everything gets worse. The blackmailer finds out who they are. So they lose that hidden identity aspect, and they still don't know how to get out of this. So like everything keeps getting worse and they keep getting further apart, but they want to get closer together. So I have the scene, now that you know this, just before they are getting caught, when it's full in the open between the two of them, that they're running all these risks. They are basically not talking about, it's almost like a blind date that they decide to go on because they know they have to go and marry strangers. So this is not exactly happening in the story, but they get caught by this blackmailer. So I was thinking, I've never tested this hook before, but I shouldn't risk another kiss with the blackmailer watching us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I would just, so
Definitely.
a very important thing with the very first sentence is we want to give enough context. So I would add a little bit more to that to just give context of what they're going to be reading about in the rest of it.
Okay.
So yeah, just like you're doing right there with there you go. Yep. Because that gives context into the genre, what they're going to be reading throughout the rest, and it hooks them in.
So in the ballroom next door, sort of almost loosely defined next door in castles.
Hey, can I just say something real quick here?
Yeah, please.
It kind of sounds like she's kissing the worst gossip of the time.
Yeah, that's true. With the golden. Actually, I shouldn't risk another kiss with.
You
My
could say
secret
gossiper as well. Oh, I see. Yeah. There you go.
The gossip of the ton is an expression. I can make it gossiper if it flows better. I don't know.
I think that looks yeah.
Gossiper?
Gossiper of the ton. Yeah. You try to get the up and down.
The town's worst gossiper is another option.
I'm gonna say I think you should go gossip instead, but that's like totally just because I'm like
In Bridgerton,
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
good.
gossip of the ton.
Oh yeah, definitely then.
In,
Yeah, then
Yeah.
if it is, then I would keep it the same.
Mhm.
how about I'd have to move again. Is this a better hook? I can go from there.
The only part right here is that if she catches me with Fave, so they don't know who Fave is. And so I would either add in who that character is or possibly give context in a different way of like, if she catches, because you may not even have to add in a person. You could just say if she catches me, I'd have to move away again. Yeah, or that. There you go.
Then I'll put ton here and I make the worst gossip in the ballroom. So we don't need to twice. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that looks great.
So then it's happening too fast. That's still worse. Works. I can take this. I mean, she's daring. She's pushing. She's really pushing it. So still, can I just risk another one? I don't know. So this is too much.
Honestly, I mean, this part, as long as this flows with the hook above, is that in the same scene? Or are they different?
It's not from the scene, but it still works with the same scene where they get caught.
Yeah, because it does. I mean, it gives great context into the book too. And it's not a ton of text. That lower portion that Rachel had, yeah.
Yeah, and as long as you have that initial kind of piece at the beginning that introduces what's happening, it's fine to have like these extra pieces in here.
So then I would take this out, and then Faith can speak to her because you said I should have them. So then it's like, may I have this waltz? So they understand, the readers, that a waltz is scandalous, like the dirty dancing of the Regency era. So then she goes, come with me. Okay, so I can almost take this out.
Yeah.
You also test that as a variation and have that in one of them, and then take that out in the other variation and just see which one does better too.
Yeah, because we could honestly break that up a little bit too, and add it in under the initial hook that you have up top on the first one. Because we could use this up here. I'm just going to scroll up for a second.
Yeah.
We could use this. And use this as a variation down here. It'll also be a
I
different
use that
point
for a
of view
little
too.
bit of wallflower vibe because of the new season for Bridgerton has a bit of the wallflower.
Yeah, definitely. And we could change this to the first person here.
Mm-hmm.
I had watched so many weddings.
So what would be your advice as to giving a fair warning? I have managed to do really well with some ads to some audiences because I have some reviews that say that my writing is the Jewish Bridgerton. So I put that right on the table. If people don't want to read about Jews, this is not the right book. It's like, there's no aliens and no starships. And in others, I haven't put it in there. And then I've had reviews because now there's a very delicate political climate where they're like, I don't want to read about Jews having sex. I was like, yeah, because. So I've in about since January or so, I've had in my ads something about that just to give a fair warning. So if people don't want to click, they don't have to go on. Should I keep it in there?
You said, is this the Jewish Regency?
It's Jewish Regency romance. Yeah. So
yeah,
so if people don't want to read about Jews, this is really not the right book for them. It's why they're hiding.
That's why they would read it, is because
no,
they'd be looking.
It's basically, it has all the Bridgerton vibes, and I have many reviews that say that it does. But the reason all this entire family in this entire series, in my entire bundle, the reason why they're hiding and then they come out of hiding later in the series is because Jews didn't have the same rights as other people. Okay. So they pretend not to be Jewish so that they have the same rights. This is all for the backstory.
Okay, then honestly, the way that I see it is if you show a review and then explain somewhere on the landing page as well, I'd rather it optimize. Maybe we pay like a little bit more for click, but I'd rather optimize towards that audience that actually wants to read your book, so you don't get refunds. And then over the long run, it will. And it could find an audience base that just really likes the dialogue and reads it anyways too. But as long as they're familiar with it before they buy it, then that's best case scenario.
Yeah. There were many newspaper articles with the new season for Bridgerton about Jews being in Bridgerton and so on. And, like you have Indians and other minorities, which is, I'm happy that they're there, but like, it's like you see it, like it's on the cover of the book also for Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Where before were you putting that in your ads? Were you putting that in a review just in the primary text in the ad copy?
The ones I've used the most was 5 stars and the actual quote that said like a Jewish Bridgerton.
Got it. Okay. I see. Yeah, we can definitely add that review too to the landing page as well, to kind of, like Cameron's saying, have that aspect there. Yeah.
I did that already.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The text looks a lot better, just that one scene right there. Does that make more sense to start it with that context hook?
Yeah. It's just, I get it. I could probably do this for someone else, but with all the series that still go, I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around it. Do you want to see another variation or not really?
Honestly, I think we could use the one that we created up here and just create a couple different variations of this one. So we could do varying point of views as another variation. And then you could also just kind of like restructure the hook up front here as another variation. So we'll want about 4 to 5 when we go to launch ads.
You want to scroll down to the second variation, because on the next ad set that y'all launch, the top, the stop, you could test this longer piece, especially for historical. Starting out with some dialogue, you could even run it just like this, like pulling it directly out of the book. I would try that. I've seen it work with historical, because a lot of historical readers, it seems like they want to know how the writing is of the author before they jump in. So that could definitely be, after y'all launch that first one, definitely just launching it as the text from itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the same scene. So this is the
nice.
scandalous things he's getting away with and what they actually got, what he, from his point of view, what he's getting caught in the act with, because it hurts him as much as it hurts her.
Got it.
Nice. Okay. You could even launch those up in the same campaign in just two different ad sets and essentially see which one takes the spend.
Yeah, especially if this is the same scene.
Yeah.
All three are the same scene.
There you go.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, don't say that's bad copy too. For your first time writing copy, like you got it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's so different from writing the entire series.
Yeah.
It's really good. I just bought it.
Thank you. Thank you for buying it.
You're welcome.
I agree. It does sound really good.
Thank you. It's extremely steamy for Regency romance. I have some fans and they're 80 and up, and they email me every single day. It's like, oh my God, I got to chapter 22. Did you do that? And I was like, I wrote it. Did you know this happens in chapter 24? I'm like, yeah, I do. So I respond to them.
That's so funny. That's awesome. Well, cool.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Anyone else? Yeah, of course. Anyone else have any other questions? Oh, Mira, I think
a couple of just short ones. Mira, you go first.
No, you go.
Okay, a couple of quick questions. I'm about to go with Book Vault for my print books, but I'm not sure if anyone knows whether Book Vault pushes a product image to Shopify or whether I need to create 3D images for them.
Product images for Shopify, like your product images?
Yeah, so because you link Book Vaults with Shopify and it pushes the information to Shopify from what I understand. Does it also push a product image with that, or do I have to upload my own?
Yeah, I don't believe it pushes a product image. It's you would have to upload that same one. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to update my back matter on the two series that we're pushing at the moment on all the retailers. And I thought I'd update the pricing at the same time. My books on my store are $4.99 each. Should I charge more on the retailers, like $5.99 or something?
Then what you're charging on your direct store?
Yeah.
I would charge the same typically for ebooks. For paperbacks, you could charge like $1 less just to give an extra incentive to get the paperbacks. But for ebooks, yeah, charge the same.
And Cameron, did you get my email about the invoice that I sent?
I believe I did. Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Yes. Thank you. By the way, I did see a new app as well for Shopify and Canva. You can sync your Shopify and Canva to where it will pull over all of the graphics that are in Shopify into your Canva account. Just as there's a new app. It's just called Shopify Sync. If you look up like Shopify Canva app, it'll show up and it'll just pull everything into there. So if you have extra graphics and if you want them over there.
And I think that's all for my questions. So, Mira?
Always with the questions. Okay, so it's kind of a it's got 2-layer question, but both about TikTok. So it's not like I've dedicated my life to trying to figure this out, but like as I continue to do my little posts here and there, they're like the one from yesterday was like the best one I've had, and that was like capped out at 600. So one of the things that I'm noticing is that if I that if I post something that looks like it might be like slightly more appealing, 95% of my views are in the first 20 minutes. Like and then it's just like this petering along, like a little bit of something. And is that like, does that indicate that there's something wrong with it? Like that I don't know. Because it seems like I keep noticing it where I'm just like this one, and I go and I look back and I'm like, 500, yes, but that's it. Like whatever it was in those first like 15 minutes, then, it'll just slowly have like a little bit here and there. But I wasn't sure if that was something where it was like, it's telling you something is wrong with it, or if it's just like, I don't know, or if that's just how it works for me and I should not worry about it or whatever.
What it typically does is they'll push the the views. Typically they'll push them and use those as like early indicators if the video is going to go viral or not. And so they push it out really quick. And
they're like, no, Mira, it's not.
They decide essentially how much they're going to push videos depending on the viewer interaction with the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The second question is, and I've asked this like over and over again, like I keep hoping maybe there's going to be like a different answer, but it's okay if it's the same. So we talked about like only doing the hockey books on TikTok, on this account with the TikTok. The only reason I'm asking again is because the numbers are so consistently low. Would it be worth just trying to do the other ones too? And seeing if because it's not like it's going to cost me this algorithm, whatever magic that because it hasn't gotten there. I mean, maybe it has, and this is just as good as it gets, but I'm not ever breaking 1,000 views. So would it hurt anything?
It wouldn't hurt anything. No, at this point, no. Just to try out some other TikTok styles.
So urgent because I have 2 ideas.
Yeah, exactly. If you got some ideas for some videos.
I have 2 ideas. That's going to keep me busy for so long. So, all right. Well, I'll just try it. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. One last little one. I lied. There is one last little one. On the seller, because we have the seller account, we had the ad account there also. I noticed that there's always when I go in, there's always some kind of oh, you've got, all these promotional opportunities that you're not taking advantage of. They're always hitting me with stuff. And mostly I just ignore it. But then it occurred to me that I should probably ask whether that's are you blowing some opportunity here because you are just ignoring all of these things where people are, I don't even know what they are. I've never even looked, but it seemed complicated. I don't even know. So
in the seller account, you're saying?
I think so. Yeah. Seller, it's it comes up. Let me look and see if it's, watch me be totally wrong. I got deals for you. Got it. So it's, maybe it's not the seller account. It just seemed so 7 days limited time, new product opportunities. It's their message center is and I maybe it was on my phone that the other stuff has come up, but it's just there are a lot of whatever product opportunities, reach more customers with insights on high demand. I don't know.
It's in I think I know what you're talking about. They just released probably a month and a half ago. It's the analytics going through there. I know what you're talking about. We could definitely take a look.
It's top categories for you. We hold on a second. Let me look at what this says. We recommend top categories, opportunities we recommend for you. 1,604. I don't know what the hell they're even talking about.
Yeah,
I don't know where to look. I see your own opportunities in TikTok. TikTok shop here. Don't hesitate to take immediate action to seize your opportunities.
Yeah, I believe I remember when they added that, and it was for a lot of accounts that were doing a lot on TikTok shop in like December, November, and then they released the analytics so people could start seeing that. I don't think we need to worry about it right now, just because all of our
I
spends
know.
on
I'm
Facebook.
like,
yeah.
Okay. All right. It was one of those things where it's like the number of times you see it and then you're like, oh, wait a second. Maybe you should have like looked at this. Okay. Perfect. Then now I feel like I've done my part. Okay. That's it for me for real. That's all I had on my list.
Cool. Awesome. Anyone else have any other questions?
I have a
Mika?
question.
Yeah.
I started with Ella yesterday. Thank you. So I'm just diving in all this, but I was thinking I have I have a big series that's still in KU. It's a 15-book series. It's about maybe 3 years old. And when it came out, it did really well. But right now, of course, it's just kind of in the crapper because I haven't been running ads to it or anything. I'm thinking I already have some ebook bundles in my store, but I'm thinking of pulling that one out of KU and putting that one in the store as well. Do you think I should just go for it? Let's just like give it a shot.
Yeah, I would, because you already have an offer, right? The other.
Yes, yeah, we already have a current bundle that we're going to be running.
Yeah, typically it's always best to start with that one and then see how it does over like a 3-week period as you're launching ads. If it hooks, great. If it doesn't hook as well as what we want, it's always good to, because we've sometimes shifted offers like what you said, and it cut the cost per result in half. So I would say to see how the first one does and then make that decision for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say long term too, like eventually you could add it on because obviously there's going to be that returning customer rate. So probably in like 30 to 60 days, people will be coming back to buy either more individual books or another bundle. So I'd say eventually it's something you could put on, but we can test out the one that we have for now to see how well it does by itself. So
great. Thank you.
Also, to answer your other question about the images, yes, 1080 by 1080 for the images, and then for the videos, it's the 1080 by 1920.
Okay, beautiful. Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Anything else? No other questions? Shopify ads, anything else? Cool. Anything today? Cool. Awesome, y'all. I'll go ahead and drop that call or this call in the folder, and we'll go ahead and see everyone else in the next one-on-one call. Take care, everyone.
Bye, y'all.